Welcome, everybody.
I'll tell you what, not to coin a phrase from Uncle Earl Stevens, but that son of yours, that nephew, that super dope meat maker, he just becoming sick with his beats.
Yeah, just another one of his spectacular beats, just to help out his dad and his uncle with their show. So shout out to son.
Well, welcome to the week 4 A7FL recap show, the Mizzle and Dub show. He is Mizzle, I'm Dub, and thank the good Lord, I don't look like a lobster like I did last week.
Yeah, you got some color to you.
Sunscreen does work. Sunscreen does work, America. So I just want you to know that. So if you don't have some, use some, because as Ice Cube said, it's good for your health. Hoping to have some guests on today or tonight for all intents and purposes. So
all of the above.
All of the above. But nevertheless, glad you're with us. Some very interesting things happened today in the A7FL, and I don't know why.
It was a wacky. I'll say this: this was a wacky week. Wacky. I did not like some games. I kind of expected, but it was one game that I expected that it was, and I know we'll talk about it, and I'll mention that game. But it was one game I expected a lot better than what it was. I expected a little more competitive.
Competitiveness is the word.
Yes, competitiveness out the word. Yeah, out that game. But man, what? Whew. Yeah. But this is why you play the game, though. This is why they strap up. Well, not strap up, but this is why they put gear on and uniforms or whatnot, and they go out there and just play the game.
That they do. But real quickly, before we get into stuff that happened on the West Coast, let's check things of what happened back over there nationally in the East, as there were some games in the East. And we'll just say there were some other teams that got their first ever win in A7FL history.
Was Corey's game live?
No, it was live. His game was live on the Northeast feed on the A7FL YouTube page, as the Renegades were playing the Patterson U.
And Renegades Patterson, there it is. All right, was that the first game?
No, I think that was the last game of the day in the Northeast. So here's what happened on this 21st day of April in week 4 of the A7FL. Over in Ohio, in Cincinnati, the Columbus Explorers took on the Indianapolis Octane, and the Octane get their first ever A7FL win as they beat the Columbus Explorers.
Congratulations.
The Octane came close because they played a very close game last week, as they lost a heartbreaker by the score of 26-25 to the QC Crush last week. So the Octane, after getting blown out in the first two games and then playing close last week against the Crush, get their first win of the year against the Explorers 25-20, and they will play a very good undefeated Chaos team next week up there in Cincinnati. Speaking of the Cincinnati, the QC Crush beat the Oltangi Volcanoes by a final score of 36-12. And speaking of Mr. Corey Hammond, the East Orange Renegades took on the Patterson U. Patterson U got the win 50-18. Trident BIC took on the DC Buzz in Baltimore. That game was not streamed, so you couldn't see highlights of that. But the Buzz get the win over, or the BIC get the win over the Buzz 49-6, as the BIC remains undefeated on the season. The Battle of Unbeatens in Cincinnati between the Covington Heist and the Cincinnati Chaos. The Chaos get the win 27-13, as Chaos pulled out late in the second half. And then the last game of the day in Asbury Park, New Jersey, it was the Silk City Animals getting the win over the Rahway.
Oh, that was the last game. So you said the second to last game was Corey's game, right?
Yes, correct.
Thank you.
Well, there was only 2 games shown in the Northeast on their stream, which was the Renegades and the U, and Snow Tribe and
the Animals. Yes.
All right, and then go into it. What happened today in Nevada? 2 losing teams looking to get their first win, and it was the Pit Bosses that got the thrill of victory and the gold. Stay with
the gold just looked completely like I don't know what they were doing. I don't know. Especially because they played a pretty decent game last week. So I don't know what happened, but that game was one-sided for sure.
It was. I mean, now Knox, who might be coming on as a guest on the show, he predicted and said that he thought the Pit Bosses will. He said the Pit Bosses actually might put up 50, and he was 6 points short.
You know what? I don't doubt whatever Knox predicts, man. He said one was going to take that play was going to take it to the house, and damn sure that play went to the house. So if he said they were going to get 50, hey.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong, but the Pit Bosses get a big win, and since after they've gone through some organizational changes, since Miss Tina Reyes has taken over, the Pit Bosses have played with some competitiveness. They played with some heart, and I mean, last week it will say the score was 46-18, which the Insomniacs did put up 46 on the Pit Bosses, but I mean, the score was definitely different from the pace of play in the game. The Pit Bosses for a minute there had the game tied against the Insomniacs, but the Insomniacs do what the Insomniacs do. They, turn on the jets, turn on the afterburners, and that was curtains from there. But, I mean, it's just, Quan Corsi is a player. Easy Eric Williams, he's a player. I mean, there is some talent on that Pit Bosses team that can do some things. And, I mean, like I said, they definitely can get better. And hopefully next week, and I know I keep saying this forever, but hopefully they will be in their uniforms. But I mean, Montrell Smith had a nice interception. Of course, always can talk about Mr. Iquan Corsi that does a very good job. Manuel Estrada had a solid game tonight for the Pit Bosses along with Matthias Johnson. So I mean, there are some guys that can play on this Pit Bosses team, and like I said, Coach Tim is just trying to put it together, but nonetheless, they are on the board with a 44-20 victory. And then a shocking game that, we asked the question, which version of the Las Vegas Force was going to show up today? And the real Force really showed up because they give OTT their first defeat 44-20. Just the defense of the Force was outstanding. Jeremiah,
I think I sent you a message earlier saying that they came out with their name of Force. They were determined this week.
Yeah, they basically came in pissed off. Because
they willed their way.
Because they definitely are a lot better than what they played against Sigma before. I mean, I've really never seen the Force shut out like that. But I mean, first off, Jeremiah Branch, big man, was outstanding on the defensive end. Big Sewell, number 71, Big Goose, he was outstanding. Latrell Fleming, number 32, he was tremendous on the Force defense. And of course, Tone Smith, Anthony Smith, number 4, since returning back to the Force as one of the leaders on this team on the defense. I mean, the Force defense just kept getting pressure, not really giving you any MAC time to throw. Even though Darnell Richardson did come in and led the OTTs to some good drives, kind of gave a rapport, but it just the Force just imposed their will. And I talked about him a lot during Fall Brawl when he played for the Alienaires, but Jaden Webb is just a football player,
athlete.
He's almost. I don't want to say he's like Darren Palmer because nobody's like Darren Palmer, and we'll talk about Darren Palmer in a few. But I mean, Jaden Webb just has a knack to just find the end zone. Found the end zone 4 times a day, 2 touchdown passes, had 2 3-on-1 returns for touchdowns. But today, I really think, and it showed, because we all kept asking, we want to see the skill set of De'Aaron Fox because we know the talent is there. We have seen it in spurts, but I think really today, De'Aaron Fox really played a complete game and definitely showed the arm strength. I mean, the touchdown passes he had to Jaden Webb and just the ease of how he threw the ball was just tremendous. Throws he had to lock it was just it was a total team effort by the force, and basically they were saying like, hey, we're here.
Yes,
we haven't gone anywhere, and the team that you saw that took the Insomniacs to the limit in week 1, that's who we are. And for OTT, the question was, could they take that next step into trying to be a primetime player in this division? Like I said, they did some good things.
Yes.
And I asked Scott this question, I asked Knox this question, and I asked Chris this question. I said, well, do you think Darnell Richardson, the mechanic, aka Smooth, I said, do you think he should get the start at quarterback next week? Because OTT, it doesn't get any easier because now you got the champions standing in your way next week, and it's going to be another test to see if they can take that next step in trying to be the upper echelon in this division.
And that team you're talking about, they ain't been playing slow of recent. You know how they used to play. It's all gas right now.
Today they spotted them a 6-0 lead and then proceed to go on a 69-0 run, which we'll get to in a few minutes. But
it was all gas.
It was, but I mean, like I said, something that Scott mentioned, he was talking about how he felt like the Iron Man OTT kind of showed up when things were going right. They started pointing fingers, and you really can't do that when you're trying to establish yourself. Like I said, their depth is a lot deeper. They're a more deeper team. There's no question about that. But at the same time, you have to understand that you're trying to get somewhere. You're trying to get into that upper echelon of being a contender per se. And I mean, you really can't let that carry over. And like I said, now you got the champs next week, which is going to be very, very hard to do.
Very tough.
Appreciate you, Coach Mark. Thank you for chiming in and saying hello. Which we'll eventually talk about that because there was a decision made by Coach Mark to have the last game stop.
Yes, that was
that happened with injury and some.
And good call. That was a good call.
And we
real good call.
Definitely hope and pray that Jeremiah Hicks is okay because I mean I didn't see the impact. I heard it, and it was not pleasant. And we definitely hope the young man is okay, which is always a good sign to see. But like I said, we appreciate Coach Mark, who is also a Bay Area native, like the two of us. So Bay Area in the building.
Yes, indeed.
Definitely appreciate him making the decision, which the referee, Mr. Preston, did come up to us and say, you know what, by way of safety, stop it, which was, the right decision to do. And plus, like I said, here's what people don't understand. Trying to play Ironman football is tough, and you respect the heck out of them for doing it. God bless the Hunters for giving it a shot because, like I said, they're one of the teams that are low in depth per se. They never lack heart. That's for sure. That's for certain. So to try to give it a go and try to play Ironman football and trying to do it against a team like Sick-Witted is very, very hard to do. And kudos to them for doing it. But nonetheless, right decision was made. And like I said, we'll get to that in a minute. Good evening, Mr. Palmer. How are you?
Mr.
Darren Palmer,
Palmer.
like Vernon Davis, throw him the ball, good things happen, or hand him off the ball,
Tremendous game today.
good things happen.
Tremendous game.
Like I said, he always seems to find the end zone. That is that's one thing for certain. But I mean, when you have a guy of the caliber of his talents, you tend to try to get the ball in his hands and let the young man make plays and do work.
Well, as any good coordinator or any person that has any common sense, when somebody's hot, you feed that hot hand until it cools off.
Yeah, you did, and as I take a sip here, but just Sick has really got things going well in their
Yeah.
To which, by the way, for those in Vegas watching this show, if you go to the Chicken Shack, specifically on Boulder Highway, and you go there and you mention Sick with it, you will get a 10% discount. So again, that's
chill out, coach.
It's like, don't give away the secret. Don't give away the.
It could be the sauce. You don't know. It could be the sauce.
Their sauce is not bad. Well, I'll say it like this, cuz
baby,
they certainly have aspirations. They certainly have aspirations, and they certainly are in the picture because if you not to give a top 10, but if you want to say top 4 right now in the whole entire league, which now he's putting out what sauce you get. Oh baby, oh my. Coach is putting them out on blast. Oh my goodness. Oh my.
I love it.
Talking about chicken strips and the sauce. Oh my goodness.
I love it.
But hey, if it works, it works. But if I'm going to give an assessment of the top 4 teams, if I was doing this in a college football playoff format, the top 4 teams right now is the UBIC, Sick, and the Insomniacs. They're the top 4 teams. I know the U coming off a loss, but the U is still the U, even though Huff is going to be out into the playoffs.
No,
that still does not take away from the talent of the Patterson U. So if I'm going in the college football format style, those. Okay, Coach Mark and DP, if you guys want to come on the show and debate about chicken strips, we will send you the link and you can come on the show. I'm just saying. But
well, that's great.
That's great. And if you want to round up to a top 5, you have to throw in the Nightcrawlers.
Yes.
And you would have to throw in the Cincinnati Chaos because they're still unbeaten. Heck, the Nightcrawlers won a game with just having 8 people. So there's that scenario, and there's that. But at least if we're going just top 4, with the way Sick has played and the Insomniacs have played, which again, that matchup on the 5th of May on Cinco de Mayo is going to be absolute fire. And I'm hoping it is in the 4:00 game of the week time slot to where the whole country can watch that matchup.
I'm off that weekend too.
See, dedication, lesson planning. See, dedication.
Yeah,
Film study, and lesson planning. But we appreciate you guys coming in. We appreciate it. Checking in and saying hello. But nonetheless,
and giving up the secrets.
Giving up the secrets of honey barbecue and chicken strips. There you go.
Yes.
But nonetheless, again, head on to Chicken Shack on Boulder Highway. Mention Sick with you, get a 10% discount. And if you need a car, go to Jeep Only. Mention the Insomniacs. Tell the Insomniacs that they sent you. So there you go. Doing my plugs for teams that have sponsorships. Also, speaking of the Insomniacs, as we said, game of the week, unbeaten Kryptonite taking on unbeaten.
I expected
Insomniacs. More. Well,
I expected more.
I understand, and I did get some inside information because normally the Kryptonite normally have a pretty deep team. They didn't show for whatever
Yes.
reason. Yada holla, yada. There you go. There's that Bay Area lingo for those that don't know.
Hey.
Appreciate you too, Coach Mark and DP. You guys be well, be in good health, and we will definitely see you next week on the field again in the 7 p.m. nightcap.
Hey, where, I expect DP to get at least about 2-3 next week.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong, but when you have more talented players like a Curtis Jones, like a Julio Mora, a Devin Houston, who pays homage to Marshawn Lynch with the Marshawn Lynch leap into the end zone.
Hold it.
I mean, there's a lot of talented people that you can get the ball to. I mean, as you saw, Jeremy Geary played, I think, 1 or 2 series, and then here comes Lavish Edwards, King, bonnet, and all, leading touchdown drives.
King bonnet.
And throwing the balls. To which, first off, shout out to Knox for even going to the doggone store and then getting bonnets, but not just getting any kind of bonnet. He goes and gets the Keisha Cole bonnets, which of course, that's a Bay Area, Oakland, California royalty in Miss Keisha.
Yes, indeed.
Miss Keisha Cole. But the Insomniacs spotted the Kryptonite a 6-0 lead, and then they just went on a 69-0 run to win 69-6.
On the gas.
They indeed put on the gas.
Oh my goodness.
We'll say it like this: Anthony Wilkerson didn't even play in the first half. Came in the second half.
Yep.
Decided to put on the Batman mask and do his best tribute to Michael Irvin's college jersey back in the 80s for Miami. Which, if you don't know, back in the 80s they used to cut off half of the jersey and like to show their 6-pack or their abdomen or whatever you want to have.
Mm-hmm.
That was the fashion back in the 80s during college football. If you don't believe me, just go look it up. But he comes in. Big men are not supposed to be gracious with their hands catching football, but big Kenny Mack throws a conversion, catches 2 conversions, and says, "I'm still batting 1,000 in A7FL catches," which, I mean, like I said, big men are not supposed to be doing.
No.
Jeremy Haywood's not supposed to be moving the way he moves.
No.
Richard Washington Juice is not supposed to be running the ball like he does for a big man. Like,
get out my way.
Like I said,
get out my way.
One particular drive was strictly the Juice drive because it was all him. Now, I am sorry, folks, because Eric Schufer Jr., a.k.a. Munchie, had a special touchdown celebration that he was going to do if he found the end zone, but the game ended after 3 quarters, and basically he took the game off. Still made a great catch on 4th and Munchie because, 4th and Munchie, we all know who's getting the ball, and it's like, why do you not double team this man? I still haven't figured that answer out to this day.
Well, maybe somebody's not doing the film study properly because when I know 4th down comes around, I already know who to look for. Oh yeah, she's looking for the archer.
Yeah, find number 11, and most times not he might shoot the arrow, but I mean
exactly.
But I mean, J.J. Pugh, number 26, had himself a fantastic game defensively. He was everywhere, deflecting passes, letting his teammates get interceptions. Took a pick 6 back to the house. Even think he had a 3-out return to the house. Then Shadow Rodriguez, the defensive.
Man, it was about 5. But it was about 5 with 3-on-1 returns today. If my math is right, at least about 4. 4 at least 4 for sure.
Yes.
And some nice ones too, just full put on the afterburners and just took off.
Nah, the one throw one that Jaden Webb did to where he just put his foot down, thought he was going one way, then goes the other, and then he just took off, went bye-bye. That was outstanding. But I mean, they just find a way to make plays, and hopefully, Coach James Burgoyne, he's okay. As they were walking off the field, he had an ice pack behind the back of his head. Hopefully he's okay. Don't know the situation. Don't know what happened, but hope he's okay. But I mean, they're just. I mean, the champs are the champs, and like I said, to be the man, you got to beat the man. But I think my favorite touchdown of the day was Bino. Robert Hines catches a simple dump off pass, and then, like I said, big men are not supposed to be elusive like that, running the ball downfield and making juke moves.
No,
that's like wow. But Bino's touchdown was probably one of my favorite highlights of the whole entire afternoon. As again, the Insomniacs extend their national winning streak now to 16 games, 16 in a row.
Man.
Of course, we're counting the national season, not fall brawl.
Yes.
So they went 12-0 last season, won it all. So far, 4-0. So the winning streak is at 16, and they will have a date with Over the Top next week. And in the nightcap, which was stopped due to an injury, as mentioned, Sick with it puts up, I want to say it was 41. Coach DP, if I'm not watching, was it 41 points you put up or was it 47? I know it was a 40 burger, but if you guys are still watching, please give me a recount of how many points you put on the board. I want to say 47-6. I could be wrong, but I know it wasn't.
That sounds about right because they were on their way to the what is it, the 50
burger?
50, yeah, it was. I think so. So you might be right in that range, I believe.
No, okay, it was 40.
It was 40 exact. Okay.
40 exact. Okay. Thank you guys. 40-6. Like I said, I knew it was in the 40s. I knew that. 40-6. Okay. Even though it was 40-6, the great touchdown catch by Kamari Michael for the Hunters. Just the way he turned around to go get it, and Gregory Smith put the ball right on the money.
Yes.
Great highlight film, and I said, JP, if you're watching, that needs to be on your top 7 on the Upper Jaffos, which again, check them out.
Yes.
So the game was stopped, of course, due to the injury with 9 minutes left in the second quarter as Sick put up exactly 40 and got the win 46. It was a great catch.
It was a great catch. Great catch.
Well, like I said, Kamari Michael, you will never ever question the man's heart or the desire or the want-to for him to be great. I do expect great things from that young man. He wants to be great. He wants to be good. He's very hard on himself because he wants to be that great so much. And like I said, Snoop put it on him, made a great throw, made a great catch. And that was the lone highlight for the Hunters. But again, Darren Palmer in the backfield, takes the ball, finds the end zone. You're not wrong, Coach. You're not wrong. You are not wrong, Mr. Mark. His athleticism is tremendous. Needless to say. But Sick possibly has a two-headed monster in the backfield with Julio Mora.
Yeah, buddy.
And Devin Houston.
Yeah, buddy.
I mean, you can call them six version of Thunder and Lightning if you want to.
Yeah.
They both run with power, but Mora has some elusiveness. But I mean, Devin Houston just really says, "Just get out of my way or feel my pain." He's almost like Vontae Carter trying to look for contact just because he might be bored, because he wants to hit somebody. But just the way they run the ball, they run with power, and I mean, like I said, adding Lugo and adding Diggs to the offensive line, and even though he was not there today, I mean, just having those two team up with Big Oos, Big Sal in the middle of that offensive line can really be some problems for Sick. But also today, Justin Shepard, all he does is make plays and is just one of the best tacklers in this division. Always has a nose for the ball wherever the ball might be. He always seems to be there. Deion Southern does it all, plays defense, throws off on the 3-1 return. He's very solid. Demario Grace also had a good game in coverage. He almost had a couple of is that right, Coach? What part? What part of the Bay is he from?
Just the Bay is just everywhere,
Well, I mean, in the Bay Area, we do dance a little different.
You damn right. You damn right.
Just so you know. But
damn right.
I will say this: Mr. Santos, whose nickname is the Hulk, I can see why. Yeah. I see why. I see why now he has that nickname. I see it. Yes, indeed.
Agreed. Definitely agree.
But I mean, they just have it going. They have it going. They're firing on all cylinders. And I mean, as something Scott McCorkle said, they really look like it. Oh well.
Oh.
From the 510. Okay. Where we do sideshows in the town. Yes. Okay.
Kind of like the neighbor to where I'm from, huh?
Yeah. That is your neighboring brethren, the rich and the town. 510. Yes, indeed. So there you have it. Now it's all clear to me why he does the Marshawn whenever he finds the. There it is.
Hold
it is all coming together. Yes.
Hold it.
Yes, indeed. But like I said, great decision by both teams to
Agreed.
Stop the game because, like I said, I didn't see it. I heard the impact. And just the way both sidelines reacted, it kind of took me back to Joe Theismann and Lawrence Taylor back in 1985 when, of course, Theismann's career ended on the sack by LT. But, I mean, like I said, as we all know, football's a brotherhood. Football's a community. I mean, yes, they're passionate men going out there playing, giving it all. But at the end of the day, nobody wants to see nobody get seriously hurt. And like I said, hopefully Mr. Hicks is okay because I mean, the way it sounded, and I can only imagine what the player saw on the sideline of how just physical that was, but just hearing the smack, hearing the thump, you're just like, oh no. But the man was able to get up and walk to the sideline on his own power, so that's always a good sign.
That's a good thing, definitely.
Hopefully, he'll be able to play next week. Don't know if he is or not. Obviously, he'll have to get cleared, but just good to see the young man just get up under his own power and walk it off. But yeah, I mean, interesting stuff going on in the A7FL. And here is what's coming up next week, schedule-wise, on the last Sunday in April.
Man, we are cruising through this year already.
My
goodness.
So people are wondering now, is the teams that did not play week 2, are they going to make that up? More than likely, it is going to take place. I mean, there is no finality yet, but they're looking at Memorial Day weekend to make up the 3 remaining games that did not happen in week 2 because, I mean, it could mean playoff implications for some, but we'll get back to that in a second. But coming up next week on the last Sunday in April, and we'll go through the other games first. In St. Petersburg, Florida, it will be the Nightcrawlers taking on the O-Town Orange. In Ohio, it will be the Covington Heist taking on the QC Crush as the Heist looking to bounce back from their loss against the Chaos, and the Crush looking to win their second straight game. Interesting matchup in the Northeast. The BIC and the Watchmen. That will be very, very interesting and intriguing. Definitely will pay attention to that in the morning. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Did I miss something?
Check your Facebook and your feed.
Oh. Well, Kamari, if you want to come on the show and air your grievances, let us know and we will send you the link. But nonetheless, that was a hell of a catch, young man. Great effort. Great way to bring it in. Great catch. Definitely,
boss.
Definitely, he is sounding like Mr. Django from the Django Unchained.
I'm tired, boss.
Where the is, but shout out to Kamari for checking in and saying hello with a tremendous catch, nonetheless.
Yes, indeed.
I mean, there's really no more I can say. The man made an outstanding play. Made a great catch. There's really nothing more I can say, and I don't know what I want. No captions. Captions off. Come on now. Anyhow, um, you are watching the A7FL Week 4 recap show. Mizzle and Dub style. He is Mizzle. I am Dub, and glad you're with us wherever you may be watching. If you're watching on our YouTube channel, welcome. And that is great respect. Absolutely great respect shown there by Kamari Michael. Just fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, now going back to the schedule. Interesting to see BIC and the Watchmen. I definitely will be paying attention to that. While it will be 1 p.m. Pacific or 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 Pacific, definitely will have my eyes glued to that game.
I might have to turn that one on too.
That should be a fantastic game over there in the Northeast. Sure. In Baltimore, it's going to be the Buzz hosting the Silk City Animals during the same time. So there might be no feed there, so just bear with us. Big test for the Octane coming off their first win. They will take on the unbeaten Cincinnati Chaos. That is at 4 in Cincinnati. And closing out the nightcap in New Jersey, it will be the Snow Tribe and the Renegades. So in that game, somebody's O will go because somebody will get their first win of the season. Yes, the Corey Hammond-led East Orange Renegades taking on the Rahway Snow Tribe. So like I said, somebody's O will go in that game. And then, of course, here in Nevada, first game of the day, which last season, it gave us one of the best regular season games of the year here in Nevada. It'll be the Pit Bosses taking on the Hunters.
Ooh, yeah, that might be a good one.
That's fair enough, Kamari. The door is always open. I definitely understand having to do daddy duty, so that's all right. That is okay. So, like I said, if you want to be a guest on this show, doesn't matter which week it is, please reach out to myself or Mizzle, and we would love to have you come on the show and talk about things in the A7, talk about your team or talk about other teams if you want to. We just appreciate Derek Duncan giving us the format to talk about the A7 and do a recap show about the A7.
Indeed, appreciate that.
Which also, again, don't forget to check out our good friends, the All-Pro Joffos, on this upcoming Tuesday on the Prunena Brothers production channel with JP, Country K, and DJ Mattsticks. Also, don't forget to check the 3-on-1 podcast with Matt Ryan, Big Rob Fabian, Corey Hammond, and, of course, the parlay down there in Florida with Jay and Woody. Don't forget to check those guys out. And, of course, us on the other side of the ball on Wednesdays with Knox, myself, Scott the Viking McCorkle, and Chris Vera, who, of course, Chris had to be on assignment and go be his fur dad to his fur baby. So it was myself and Scott, and Knox chimed in from time to time. But Chris definitely let us know what he was seeing in the sending us text messages about what happened. But Hunters and Pit Bosses, I think that should be a very intriguing game.
I do too.
And dare I say competitive. Hopefully it will give us the same drama that it did last year when they played each other, which going back to the history of last year, and let's go back to that real quick. It was a 40-36 final score, nearly almost, which will be a year to the day on Tuesday, but it was a fantastic game, back and forth. One of the things I remember is the Hunters rallying for their coach as their head coach got ejected from the game, and then the Hunters came back to win the game, and then all you saw was the Hunters team as a whole going to where their coach was, jumping the fence at Bonanza High, and celebrating with their coach. One of the moments I will take with me forever, just watching in the Eastern NFL.
That must have been a spectacular scene.
No, it was. I mean, just the way they just ran them, celebrated, hopped the fence to celebrate with their coach, who, like I said, got ejected for protecting his players and didn't agree with the oh boy. And shout out to Mike Rodriguez, aka shout out the defensive captain of the Insomniacs, who was making a joke of himself as he was posting his pick six, talking about, before I leave my 30s and turn into my 40s, I gotta show that I still got it, which he had a pick six return for a touchdown today in the game against the Kryptonite. We appreciate him for coming in and watching. But
Yes, indeed.
in the second game of the Nevada schedule, like I said, it will be a tough test for Over the Top as they now go from playing the Force to now playing the Insomniacs. We're talking about the Insomniacs coming off scoring 69 points. Now, that's not saying that OTT can't be competitive because they're always that way, but they got to come up with a plan, stick to it because, like I said, the Insomniacs really showed up and showed out today against the Kryptonite, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Like I said, 3 pick sixes for touchdowns. They were just, they were fluid on both sides of the ball and on special teams.
Yep.
So, like I said, we know Over the Top can be competitive. Like I said, and like the others have said, they definitely should let Darnell Richardson start the game because he was developing a nice rhythm on offense. You would like to see if he can do that for 4 quarters. You never know, but I expect the same fire of the Insomniacs to come out like they did today against the Kryptonite because, like I said, they spotted the Kryptonite assistantly, and which, by the way, Michael Powell, little Bubba, he made another fantastic catch on the Kryptonite's touchdown. Just, doing a spin move and just adjusting to come back to the ball and get it and to make the catch was just a great job on his part.
Correct.
Which gave the Kryptonite a brief 6-0 lead. And then Davion Duncan said, "Hold my beer," and took the throw and return for a touchdown. And the Insomniacs never looked back en route to putting up a 60-burger.
Yep.
To which
this is the second week in a row they have started off fast and just completed the game.
DP, you are not wrong. You are not wrong on that analogy. You are not wrong. I think he does not get enough credit for how he plays and the way he runs. He definitely has a tremendous motor. That is a spot on analogy. He does not get enough credit. Man plays hard. Man plays hard, plays fantastic. He does not quit for nothing. He is fantastic and definitely fun to watch, and definitely will be a big time player on the North Vegas Kryptonite. For which, for them, it doesn't get easy for them because now the Kryptonite have to play the Force in the Game of the Week slot at 4 p.m. And now, I guess that there's a question of which version of the Kryptonite will show up, and will the Force keep that same motivation and that same fire that they had today, and will that carry over into the game against the Kryptonite? Which, I don't think it won't slow down because, like I said, Fox definitely showed off his skills today. And like I said, that Force defense definitely comes to play. And we will definitely see what will happen in that. So, since we have 2 members of SICK, specifically the head coach and one of their big playmakers, I'll just ask them directly and bluntly, how many points are you going to score next Sunday night? Do you think you guys might break your own record of 92 points?
Are you asking combined or just single?
No. Well, for those that don't know, Sick With It holds the single game record for most points scored in one game in A7FL history, as they put up 92 last season.
Woo!
Yeah, scoring 92 points is a lot, and they did
this. There was no defense on the other side. No defense.
You're not wrong. You are
and
not wrong.
They were playing defense, so there was no defense, no offense played in that game.
Well, needless to say, I would have to go back to try to find a watch because I really just want to see how do you score 92 points in a single game. But nonetheless, it has happened. But Sick With It ends the day, or should I say evening, under the lights again against the Vegas Gold. Hopefully, Adrian Alec is back for the goal number 10 because he is very, very exciting to watch on the field. But here we go. Going into week 5, of the A7FL. Like I said, Kryptonite Force. Hopefully, that will be competitive because I mean it's off. It's almost like a transition game.
Yep.
Because I want to see if this win by the Force today over OTT. I want to see if that will carry over.
I agree.
Will that lead to them possibly running the table in the rest of the regular season? That will remain to be seen. If you're the Kryptonite, how do you bounce back after taking your first L of the season?
Yep.
Will it come back and make you better, or will it start a decline? We don't know, but nonetheless, myself, the Vikings, Scott McCorkle, and Chris Vera, aka Schoolhouse Rock, will definitely be there to cover it all and try to give insights. But I mean, the playoff chase is on, and it's only going to get better. It's just the same. It's just a shame the season lasts several weeks because I mean, just like it is in the NFL, you're excited for it, you're happy it gets there, and as quick as it comes,
it goes.
It's like it's already over already.
Yep.
That's the sad part about it, but
yeah.
Nevertheless, it is pretty funny. But nevertheless, we want to say thank you to everybody for coming in and watching. Again, hopefully we will have some guests on. Okay, there you go. All right.
Is this man a Raider fan? Does he know about the Coach AP Black Air Forces? Stand on business.
I don't think he means you. I think he's talking about Mason on gold.
No, I know. He just said stand on business with the Black Air Forces. I'm asking, is he a Raider fan? He knows about Coach AP with the stand on business. So I know. I don't play.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I just do a recap show.
Don't shoot the light skin. Whatever you do, don't shoot the light skin.
Don't shoot, period.
It's a good thing Scott McCorkle's not on because he would have something to say about that. Which hopefully we can get the Viking on one of these recap shows.
Yes, indeed. It'd be awesome.
So he can definitely talk A7. But nevertheless, interesting things that turned down in week 4. Just again to go over the scores that happened here in week 4 of the A7FL here on this 21st of April, which if you're in the East Coast, it's now officially the 22nd of April. But
indeed,
just to go through it one more time, the Indianapolis Octane got their first ever A7FL.
Sadly, he's a Bears fan.
Okay.
Well, I can't say much. My team just took their offensive coordinator, so we'll see how that goes.
Well, I will say that. Oh boy! Now, first, Coach Mark was getting on him about chicken strips and honey barbecue, and now DP is putting it out there that he is a Bears fan. Now, which again,
Caleb.
To which again,
Caleb,
we will say, for those that are watching, this upcoming Thursday, since it is the NFL draft, the Mizzle and Dub show will be live doing a open forum show on night 1 on the draft on the 25th.
Oh, yes.
If you want to come on the show,
please do.
And talk about the draft.
Please do.
Please let us know. We will let you on. And by all means, wear your team colors. Show your team.
I will.
Because Mizzle and I damn sure will.
I'll tell you right now, it'll be Devontae Adams' jersey.
He will be in his silver and black. I will be in my red and gold.
Nope. Devontae is the white jersey.
Yeah, there's not many black Raider jerseys that you own.
No, only own 2, Hunter Renfrow and Darren Waller. And the rest of them are the silver and black Charles Woodson, Tim Brown, and Janikowski. Damn. Hey, I'm sorry. He loaded up the pistol and came back with the I was cold.
Oh boy.
Hey, what he saying? How high? Damn.
The back and forth between Coach Mark and DP is
I love it. I love
well, I mean, I you know what? I just really think that going to a
gotta
party
have.
with
Well, I'm a Florida State Seminole fan, so definitely gotta have the. Definitely gotta have the
I'm just
Janikowski.
saying. I think partying with Sebastian Janikowski and Pat McAfee might be some very fun stuff. Partying with the kicker and a punter. It just seems like those two just definitely have fun. Oh, baby. The banter between coach and teammate is
this is
very,
great.
very, very.
This is great.
It's good banter. It makes for. Cause you got jokes tonight, don't you? You got now Mr. Packer is chiming in. He's co-signing. Here we go. which makes me believe that DP is married to a fan of the Star, which my co-host is also married to a fan.
Clearly can see that. Yep. Yes, indeed.
So I think that gives it away. To which,
indeed,
Mr. Palmer, I have to ask, how is that possible? How do you? That's like a Red Sox marrying a Yankee, or a Met marrying a Brave, or a Giant marrying a Dodger.
Oh, yeah. See, you done mentioned that team down in LA.
But I firsthand saw that it can work because my grandparents, God bless them.
Oh, well, hell,
it happened. He was
bro.
A Giants fan. We know Uncle was a Dodger.
Uncle Bobby's married to a Dodger fan.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I mean, look here.
Unc gotta be with you.
Indeed.
Y'all
I couldn't get football. I couldn't get football, but I got baseball and basketball, so there's a win there. You take your wins anytime you can.
Hey, going 2 for 3. Hey, going 2 for 3. That is still a 667 batting average. So don't
damn right.
Don't mess with me.
Oh no! This is just the show just for the A7FL.
Okay, but
we might double back. We might double back. Yeah, we might be double backing. This is why we're wrapping this one up right now. So
stay tuned.
The Mizzle and Dub show will be. Yep, that's his internet. But we will. Who would hate my house on Sundays? That is so funny. But what I was gonna say is that if this gentleman can get his internet right, we'll be doing the Mizzle and Dub show. You just see? Stop it.
I am going to give technology the Dusty Rhodes Bound elbow. That's how I'm feeling right now. Anyway, before I was rudely interrupted by technology, I was trying to say that after we finish up this A7FL recap show, we are going to come back and talk about the fight that it is not on no doggone cricket hotspot. I do not have cricket as my subscription. Get out of here. Miss me with that, Mr. Packer. Miss me with that. Anyhow, you just almost made Missile fall out of his seat. He cannot stop laughing right now.
Woo! Cricket. That is awesome.
Cricket.
That is awesome.
Get out of here with that. Anyhow,
man.
After we wrap this up, we will talk about the NBA playoffs, Stanley Cup playoffs.
Take a sip of nothing.
And we actually right now on my phone I have 3 bars. Thank you very much. Not 2.
Oh, you want to bro?
Anyhow, while Mr. Packer is doing what he does, he just talk a lot of mess. We will come back, talk about the NBA playoffs, talk about the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, and we will talk about Ryan Garcia's left hook that Devin Haney had no defense for. And by the way, Coach Mark got himself a nice payday because he put some money on the fight and he went Garcia and he cashed out. So
he sure did. Did.
He definitely went some big things. And nonetheless, you know what? all of y'all need Jesus right now, okay? Leave me alone. All right? Like Michael Jackson said, stop getting your kicks from hurting me, dadgummit. Anyhow, yeah, I went there. Anyhow, a sincere appreciation to everybody watching and chiming in as we recap Week 4 of the American Sevens Football League.
Oh, God.
Hopefully, you will join us at Mater Academy this upcoming Sunday for Week 5. Now, Mr. Packer, answer me this question. Are you finally free, and will you be playing this Sunday? Who did you see, Ronald McDonald or who are you talking about, cuz? Who did you see this morning? Ronald McDonald? In the Ronald McDonald house? with Grimace and Hamburger and all them? And Birdie? Now, if you can't name all the McDonald's people, then you were not a McDonald's person. If you can't name all the people. Okay, so he's free. All right. So, Mr. Packer.
Oh, baby.
Oh, well, okay. That's it. That's a good thing that you saw Jesus this morning. That's a good thing.
I was in church this morning, too.
That's a very good thing. Nonetheless, well, glad you made bail, as you would say. Glad that happened for you. Welcome back. But nonetheless, a sincere appreciation and a sincere thank you to everybody that watched in, chimed in on this Week 4 recap. After we end this stream, we are going to come back and give you the Mizzle and Dub show. I think we're at 189, if I'm not mistaken. 189 or 190?
Yeah, somewhere. I think it's 189.
Getting closer to 200 episodes. But nonetheless,
Indeed.
We will come back and talk about what happened in the NBA playoffs, Stanley Cup playoffs, and again, we will talk about Ryan Garcia defeating Devin Haney and what will be next for both of those particular fighters in the fight game. But again, thank you to everybody for tuning in and watching us. And again, if you'd like to be a guest on the A7FL Recap show, like I said,
just let us know. The door is open.
And we will have you guys come on and talk A7 ball. But nonetheless, for Mizzle, I'm Dub. We will say so long for now, but don't leave. We're going to come right back.
Right back.
And do the Mizzle
same setup.
And talk about what happened in the Wyatt Wood of Sports. But in the meantime, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next week on the Week 5 A7FL Recap Show. Guys, have a fantastic week. Be safe, be well, and we will see you next Sunday.